Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video here today. We have another episode of the Indianapolis Colts rebuild. We have episode 4, season 4 of the Indianapolis Colts rebuild. We're coming off of 2 straight Super Bowls, hoping to make it 3, and we have the team to do so. Rookies have progressed. Rookies have been signed. Players have been dealt, and we're going to go ahead and set up the depth chart here now today. A lot hasn't changed from the last season, as the team is looking good as always. Taysom Hill and Jalen Samuels are joining the team at fullback and tight end. Auden Tate has joined the team, I think, this year. Kiki Coty has joined the team. I think I still have T. Higgins as the 6th best receiver on our team. So, yeah, we got rid of Noah Fant because I think he was about to come off contract after this year. Lane Johnson is still here. I think we traded for David DeCastro. We traded back for David DeCastro. He is now our center. So just a whole ton of stuff going on. Now, a lot of people were confused at the end of the video because I think I deleted one of the clips that I had also in store, but whatever, because it was like project cannot be found, whatever. So I had to cut it short. I had to cut the audio short, so that explains why I got off so soon. And people were wondering what I was going into. So what I was talking about was people are like, so when I say it was a bad draft pick, whenever I say that, I don't care if they don't perform. Like if they don't go out and perform like I thought they would. Like let's say I'm like, oh, this is a terrible draft pick. If they don't go out, then good. I was fucking right. I was right. They should have listened. Well, they shouldn't listen because they know more than me, but, I was right, so I'll hold that. They can hold this fucking L, but the reason why I want them to succeed, even if I think it's a terrible pick, is because then it's a win-win situation. The player gets good, the player gets money, career elongated, and then team does better. I'm always happy if somebody fucking proves me wrong. If somebody proves me wrong as a draft pick, like, for example, I was calling Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram busts last year. But now they're balling out in New Orleans. Like, they're playing pretty good. Like, Lonzo still isn't as good as he was supposed to be. Ingram isn't quite the fucking next Kevin Durant, but, you can't always get those people right. I'm not saying they're bust. I'm just saying they're not as good as they probably should have been. But do I regret saying that we should trade them? No. Do I regret calling them bust? No, because guess what? They're balling out. I'm happy for them. They're doing good. Hopefully they have a long and stable career. People have asked me, why do you hate on Mr. Trubisky so much? He's a fucking bum and a game manager at best. But if for some reason he decided to fucking become Patrick Mahomes, if he was like, fuck it, I'm tired of people trash talking me, I'm going to become Patrick Mahomes now, and balled out, I'd be happy. I'd be fine to be like, oh yeah, I'll hold this fucking L real quick. Like, yeah. Like, you're telling me I either have to hold this L and he becomes good, and we probably go to the playoffs because we still have a good defense, or he becomes or he just is fucking bad still, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I fucking called it. I would rather have him succeed, but that isn't the fucking case with him. He's not going to succeed. He's a bad player, but I don't care. If you prove me wrong, I'm much more happy with you proving me wrong. Like Kevin White, I fucking hated the pick. You want to know why? It's not because I hated Kevin White and his talent. I hated the fact that we took Kevin White because of the fact that we traded away Brandon Marshall. We knew we were taking Kevin White. I think we took Kevin White, and then we decided, fuck it, we're getting rid of Brandon Marshall now. Instead of saying we have 3 dominant wide receivers, and Kevin White can be that slot guy, or we can even throw Brandon Marshall into the slot, or Jeffrey, or anybody. And we still had Forte. We still had Martellus Bennett. We still had Cutler, which, no offense, when Cutler had these amazing weapons, he was actually decent. And when he actually gave a fuck, he was actually decent. I'm not saying he was great. He was decent. He was a decent quarterback. So when I'm sitting there going, why the fuck would you trade Brandon Marshall? And then they go, oh, well, we think Kevin White is the next, great thing. Great wide receiver. And he doesn't play for 3.5 fucking years. And then when he finally does get off the Bears and I'm happy, he doesn't get us a compensation pick because he doesn't even last on the fucking Cardinals team, which had 4 rookie wide receivers on the team at one point. He's a fucking bum. Like, I can say that, but if he would have came in, balled out, and we would have traded away Brandon Marshall, if he would have fucking became, what Brandon Marshall was, then I would have been like, whatever. Like, you proved me wrong. Good job. I'll hold this fucking L for a little bit. But people just don't understand that. Like, I'm just like, yes, I'm calling these bad picks, but if they come out and ball out, I'm more happy if they come out and ball out, because then that means I was proven wrong. The team is good, better now than they were, so whatever. As Zeke fucking goes off in the sim, over 1,700 yards. Paris Campbell, another good year when we put him back in the slot. Stephon Diggs, decent year as well. I wish you could pick also an option, kind of like an NCAA 14, where you can pick run heavy, pass heavy, extreme run heavy, extreme pass heavy, only pass, only run, basically. Because you can basically mess with the slider and basically make your team run 95% of the plays through the ground and pound. So, and with my Marshall dynasty that I was doing for a while, it's not on YouTube because, you can't record through the PlayStation 3, and I don't have an Elgato game capture card. Even if I did, my computer that's like $300 isn't strong enough to handle that. So, don't complain at me. But I literally made it where we ran the ball 85% of the time. We only passed in certain situations, and that's why I never had a good QB, because they never got, upgraded at the rate that I wanted them to. Zeke in second place for Offensive Player of the Year. Craig Terrell at 4, which is awesome. Defensive Player of the Year, we don't. Khalil Mack in there at, 6, right behind Justin Houston, who actually had a revival of a career with us and then was shipped off to Buffalo, I think. Quentin Nelson, one of the best O-linemen. Khalil Mack as one of the best edge rushers / linebackers. I still hate how he's listed as a linebacker, because anytime I bring up top 5 linebackers, because I was like, Darius Leonard's a top 5 linebacker if you really look at his stats and look at what he's done for that Colts defense. Somebody was like, well, don't you include Von Miller and T.J. Watt and Khalil Mack and Chandler Jones? I'm like, no, those are edge rushers. Leave me the fuck alone. Like, left outside linebacker and left edge rusher are 2 completely different things. Leave me alone. But if you look at it, Mike, Will, Sam, and Buck, or if you want to call him whatever, I don't know. Some people call the 4th linebacker Buck. Some people call him Mike 2. Other people call them other different shit. Well, if you look at it, most teams still signify their linebackers as Mike, Will, Sam, and Buck. So technically he is a linebacker. No, he's a fucking edge rusher. Leave me alone. But he drops in coverage 1% of the time. I don't give a fuck. Like, I hate that. I hate arguing with people online. They're like, but he's a linebacker. No, he's not. Khalil Mack is not a linebacker. He's an edge rusher listed as an outside linebacker because EA can't figure out their shit. Like, let's get that straight. But whatever. 28-28 here. I'm pretty sure we go into overtime on this because I don't think I can get down and score fast enough. But Jason Joseph has a decent punt return here. He's not fast enough. He's not really elusive, and he's not powerful. So, whatever. Yeah, because we end up throwing a Hail Mary, and then we end up, winning on, a field goal or something, or a rush by Zeke, probably. I don't know. Fuck it. What do I know, alright? We didn't spend a whole time on this season just for the simple fact that it was season number 4, and, we have expectations going into this year of getting back to the Super Bowl again, because we still have basically the same team, and if not, you can technically say we upgraded with the fact that, players are still developing, and then we went out and got, Dave DeCastro back to play center. We went out and got, we just went out and got better. Yeah, Terrell walks it in, basically. So, game over. And I think we move on to the AFC Championship after this. I don't know. Did we already play through the first game? Might have. I don't know. Wasn't really paying attention. Was ranting most of the time because people are fucking stupid, apparently. I can't wait for one of these videos to come back and bite me in the ass later down the road if I ever do become a popular YouTuber. If you're listening to this right now, like within a year of this video coming out, I can't wait for somebody to come out and be like, this dude called people dumb. These people called people dumb. I would. Leave me alone. Paris Campbell, cool catch. Khalil Mack with the sack. The Chiefs are always one of those teams that don't do shit in sim because they don't have a defense after 2 years. They don't have an offensive line after 2 years. And you know what's funny? You can't even give Patrick Mahomes the contract that he got in Madden because Madden doesn't allow it. Like, because after a while, it's like, the highest paid player is at this amount. You don't need to go up to 35 million. Like, yes, I do. You can't give him 10 years. Patrick Mahomes got 10 years. He's technically on the team for another 12. Facing the Cleveland Browns now. The reason why I was thinking Cleveland Browns was, we are playing the Cleveland Browns, but the reason why I was thinking about them was because of Arizona Cardinals franchise and Baker Mayfield looking good in that Pro Bowl jersey. Just to piss people off, as well as the fact that it did actually look decent. They're wearing their throwbacks, because I like their throwbacks more than their new shit, and I like it more than their 2010-ish stuff, so they're wearing their throwbacks. Is that Christian Kirk? Not Christian Kirk. Kirk Cousins? Two completely different players, but, my handicapped ass. Baker Mayfield. Apparently the worst QB on the face of the earth, compared to some people. Even though Freddie Kitchens is one of the worst coaches, around like Mark Trestman and I don't know who else. Who else was really bad? That only got like a year. Chip Kelly with the 49ers, I guess. I don't know. Craig Terrell looking awesome as always. AFC playoffs, AFC championship game. He didn't really have a great year just for the simple fact that, when Zeke takes over for almost 1,800 yards, like, what the fuck else are you supposed to do? Like, call an audible? No. Look at that O-line. Just imagine if this O-line was real life. And let's just say, like, Derek Garner is a tackle from this year. I don't know. Andrew Thomas. That's a great team. Freddie Kitchens apparently becomes the devil in this one. Forrest Buckner and Craig Terrell bantering. Baker Mayfield being a diva, as always. God, I'm going to piss off Browns fans, and I'm going to piss off people that don't like Baker all in one episode. That's funny. I actually like Baker, just to let you guys know. Like, I actually love Baker. Baker was my favorite QB. The year before we took Trubisky, so the year before Baker got drafted, I actually watched an Oklahoma game. I don't remember who I was trying to watch. I was trying to watch somebody the year that we drafted Trubisky. So this was right before the draft. Like, not right before, of course, the college season before. We later won the Super Bowl, but the HDR messed up, so hashtag three-peat. We did end up winning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll try to remember to tell the story in another episode. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Bye. Peace. Three-peat, bitches!